Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is David. Tonight we're going to be doing a loving kindness meditation. I wanted to start out by asking, is that part of anyone's practice? Have we done loving kindness meditations before? I see some yes, some noddings. Great. Yeah? All right. If you want to come up and lead. Good. I just wanted to see where we're starting from and all, everywhere. I also want to say hello to the millions of YouTube visitors that I heard would be attending tonight. So welcome to anyone attending online. So when I think of loving kindness, I start with what I was taught were the 4 kinds of love, right? They're also known as the 4 Brahma-vidas, or the 4 divine abodes. The 4 kinds of love are loving kindness, also known as Metta, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. So loving kindness is wanting someone else to be happy, wanting someone else to have happiness. Compassion is not wanting them to suffer. Sympathetic joy is wanting others to be happy and not wanting anything in return. So just being happy that someone else is happy, right? And then equanimity is that balance and not having an attachment to the person that you love, the thing that you love, or even an aversion to whatever is out there. So when I think about the 4 kinds of love, I like to use the analogy of a puppy. So love and kindness and a puppy. So if anyone's ever had a puppy, you can't help but, be happy for a puppy, right? They're just cute beyond measure. My dog's still cute, even though she's not a puppy anymore, but you just love and kindness. It's hard not to love a puppy. Compassion. So when my dog was a puppy, if my dog got hurt, whimpered, you feel compassion towards them. I mean, people just, or at least in my experience, anything happens to that puppy, your heart is breaking. Sympathetic joy. Puppies love to frolic. I mean, you just could sit back and look at that puppy all day and just smile. I could. They're happy. There's nothing wrong in a puppy's life, it seems like. That is until the puppy maybe is, chasing after a squirrel and doesn't get it, and then it's all elated that it got the toy, and there we have to find equanimity, right? So the kind of that balance. And watching a puppy go from one extreme to another and not getting caught up in that puppiness, the puppy extremes, is kind of an example of equanimity over there. I also wanted to read from a book called How to Love by Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh, Zen master. And it's about loving kindness. It's a short read. The first element of true love is loving kindness. The essence of loving kindness is being able to offer happiness, which is what we're going to be doing tonight. You can be the sunshine for another person. You can't offer happiness until you have it for yourself. And so when we go through the meditation tonight, the first thing we're going to do is offer love and kindness to ourselves. So you build a home inside by accepting yourself and learning to love and heal yourself. Learn how to practice mindfulness in such a way that you can create moments of happiness and joy for your own nourishment. Then you have something to offer the other person. So I know many people maybe have issues loving themselves. And just like they say in the airplane, put on your oxygen mask for helping someone else, it's the same principle here. So I'm sure none of you ever have any self-doubt, right? We're all good with that. Yeah. So that's why we starting with loving kindness for yourself. So why, or what are the benefits of a loving kindness practice? So a few of you have said that you have done this before. So any thoughts on that?
I mean, I've only done it once last week, so in that sense, yeah, I've done it before, but far from experience. I mean, what you already said was what I took away from it. Because I think I was in a moment where I was having some issues with the first part of like loving yourself. So starting there is kind of the root. Felt important. You know, from there on, like last week, he led starting with yourself, then someone that you love, and then ended with someone who maybe caused difficulty, right? And it was the order, I think, was interesting because it seemed like one kind of built on top of the other, and if you don't have one of those pieces along the way, then you can't really offer the next step, almost like you're building, a stack.
You found benefit in the order is what I heard. Yeah. And that's interesting. Last week was your first time.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a lot out of it.
Definitely.
Wow. Awesome. Anyone else? Why do we practice?
It's healthy for us to have those kinds of emotions. It makes us healthier. It just feels good, and I think overall it's better for us to have those kinds of emotions rather than the negative emotions.
That's true. True. I like to think of it. It allows me to see other people as people, which sounds kind of simplistic, but we always have that concept of the other, like the other's wrong. Things would be better if it wasn't for that person or for them, or for whether it be a large group or whether it be someone at work. It's always like, yeah, they're the problem. But when we realize that we're all people, we all have the same struggles, or we all have struggles, maybe not the same. The first noble truth of Buddhism is that life is filled with dukkha. Dukkha is suffering. Doesn't mean, the word suffering in English sounds really heavy. It could just mean discomfort, disease. So it could be, they made your coffee wrong in Starbucks. Someone cut you off on the freeway, right? That is dukkha. But dukkha is also the loss of a loved one. So it's just, there are going to be these struggles in life. And if you're new to Buddhism, it's not all about life is going to be suffering. There is a path. There's the cause of suffering. There's the cessation of suffering. And then the fourth noble truth is the path, which is the Eightfold Path, which is not the topic for tonight, but there is a way to alleviate suffering. But it is going to be out there, so it helps me understand that we're all in this game together of life, and see people that they are just people as well, going through struggles as well. And even if I don't agree with everyone, it allows me to wish them some loving kindness. So with that, let me back up. So the other thing is, when you offer loving kindness, you're not asking for anything in return, right? So it's just a gift that you're giving someone. And there's a story, a true story about a man that was featured on a local news station. And he was featured because every morning he lived on a busy road, and every morning he would go out and he would wave to all the people driving by going to work and wish them good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, have a good day, have a good day. And every night he would go out and wish them a good evening as they drove by, going back to their houses. And it's kind of a little phenomenon. So the news organization went out, the reporter went out and did an interview with him and asked him why he did this. He said, well, I just want to wish them happiness. And the news reporter said, they can't hear you, their windows are up. It didn't matter to him whether the people were receiving the gift, or he didn't need a thank you, he didn't need the acknowledgement, he just wanted to wish that love and kindness towards those people. So we do it not expecting anything in return. And that's actually one of the 6 paramitas of Buddhism. One of them is generosity. And generosity can be giving of time, it could be giving of energy, it could just be sitting with a person, it could be a physical thing, but it's not expecting anything in return. So when we give love and kindness, we're not expecting anything in return. It's a gift to someone else. So you mentioned you were here last week, and I know the person who led last week. I'm going to do it a little differently. We're going to go through each one of the different areas to offer love and kindness individually, and then kind of pause and have a little discussion on it. For me personally, I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. I don't remember what I did at the beginning of the meditation. So it's going to be a little bit different if you were here last week. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. It helps with any meditation. Well, let me back up. The word meditation really is around focus and concentration. So a lot of meditations focus on the breathing, and here we're going to be focusing on the thoughts and the words and the person or the being or whomever we're imagining here, right? But breath is still important, right? So, and having a focus on the breath in the background, as I like to say. So you want to make sure that you're sitting up tall. Sometimes it helps kind of sitting at the edge of the chair. Having a back straight allows you to breathe easier. First thing I like to do is put my arms down, because I kind of have that tension up here on shoulders. Just consciously put my arms down, make sure that my jaw is a little released or loose there. And then your hands can be on your lap, they can be on your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. Eyes can be opened or closed. The mouth can be opened or closed. And we're going to sit, breathe, and I'm going to lead you through it. We are going to start with ourselves. And again. We'll start by taking 3 deep breaths, slowly. And now, start focusing on ourselves, on our physical being, our body, feeling it in the chair, on the cushion. And think about giving yourself a hug. And repeating to yourself, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be healthy, and may I live with ease. When we say live with ease, we mean our daily life is easy. The daily tasks in life are without struggle. And we're going to repeat that over and over in our minds. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And concentrate and focus on those words, not just saying them, but the meaning behind. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And as your mind wanders, bring it back to those thoughts. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. As you open the eyes, a little bit of movement back. So how was that? Any difficulties? We all love ourselves, it's easy.
Very hard to not let your mind wander.
So when my mind starts wandering, I try to come back to the breath and then come back to the, and yeah, that definitely comes with a lot of practice and the calming of the mind, because it's called the monkey mind. I don't know if you've heard that term before, but our minds our minds are the root of all of our suffering, right? It's how we react to things in our mind, and we have those stories in our minds a lot of times. So in a lot of traditions during meditation, there's a lot of chanting, or people also have a phrase that they repeat over and over. And so these phrases, may I be, are kind of like those chanting phrases, or similar to. Do you do much other meditation?
So the first couple weeks I've actually tried to be serious about it, so.
Well,
I bought these beads hoping that they can help keep me grounded, and sometimes they do, but then sometimes I forget I'm even holding the beads, and my mind just goes all the other places than here.
that's a whole topic in and of itself, meditation. Give it about 10 years and your mind will be much calmer. I'm not there yet, so let me know when you reach that. What about others' experience with loving kindness towards yourselves? So we'll move on then, and expand it out to someone that we care about, someone we love, someone who gives us a warm feeling in our hearts, someone close to us. It doesn't need to be a person. Could be that puppy I spoke of. Maybe there's a puppy in your life, or another animal in your life. And someone that supports us, that gives us kind of that warm feeling inside. Maybe someone puts a smile on your face. And one thing during these meditations that I find puts me in the right mindset is a little bit of a smile, right? I mean, it's hard to be angry with anyone when you're smiling, right? Just next time you get in an argument with someone, just start smiling, not to smirk at them, but just put a smile on your face, and it changes a lot. So we'll do that again. So again, comfortable position. Again, the breath is your focus behind, and the focus in front is that person that you're visualizing, that you're thinking about, that supports you and gives you that feeling, that love feeling. So visualize that person in your mind, how they make you feel, and then we're going to send them some loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Repeating those phrases and focusing on those phrases. So if your mind does wander, come back to that mantra of may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. thinking about that love that you have towards that person and the love that you've received from that person, wishing them kindness. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Again, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. The eyes begin to move a little. So many people find this one to be the easiest because it's someone that you like, right? Instead of loving kindness to someone and picture them, there's a lot less aversion, if you will. Yes.
Different people kept showing up,
Mm-hmm.
so that made it easy.
Oh, it made it easy. That's interesting because I think in my mind that would make it hard because I'd be like, my mind would be all over the place like you were saying.
That was like if I would visualize a different person each time,
Yeah?
maybe
So you already have those, they're easy to come to you, all those people.
they just showed up.
They just showed up. Did you pick one from the start?
Mhm.
And everyone else just came in?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. So it was very easy for you. Who else?
The last time I did this practice, I didn't really feel, I felt like I was focusing my awareness, but I didn't really feel like I felt really loving kindness, if that makes sense. But this time, especially on the second one, I actually felt some of that kind of internal love and happiness. So, I felt good.
Can you expand what does that mean for you, like feeling that? If you can, that's fine.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I think even just like that excitement to see someone, that kindness towards them, like physically, like a sense of like peacefulness.
That's great. That's great. And that's what I was wondering if it was a physical,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
interesting, very interesting.
And that's something I was curious on because the last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, whenever I did the practice, as I said, like it felt like it was a good experience, but I didn't feel any emotional buy-in, and I know that's probably not, having attachment to a feeling is probably not really the point, right? But it's nice to have the feeling.
Yeah. That's really insightful. That's I don't know if that's the goal, but I wouldn't say no, right? Like that's awesome. And there is a lot of studies out there. I'm no expert in them, around different kinds of meditation and the physical benefits of it. And it can change your brain waves and all of these other things. So that's right in line with that. That's awesome.
I feel like thinking about what, like to piggyback off that, like it's very easy to recall what it feels like when you don't feel good or when you're suffering. Like it's really easy to know what it feels like, because it's like the body remembers. But it's kind of difficult, like to what are you saying, to like think about what it feels like when you feel love. Like you can't, it's kind of hard to know what you feel physically, to like explain it. So, and I think that's like interesting that the body will help you remember what it's like to suffer, but it's hard to recall the other side for a lot of people. So I think thinking about what it feels like when you feel love is important, because then you, I don't know, maybe you can try to capture that, or you recognize it and embrace it. So, but I think that's interesting that it's way easier for one over the other.
Yeah, we get caught up in the negative a lot, right? I mean, in my other life, I work in a marketing capacity, and there's a lot of online reviews, and I gotta tell you, no one leaves a review when they had an okay meal. They leave a review when they had an awful meal, and not only do they leave a review, but they tell everyone about it, and then they tell someone else, and then they tell someone else, and they feel better, like, because everyone's now in agreement with us, like, wasn't that an awful meal? You shouldn't. I mean, it's like over and over and over, and we dwell a little bit on the negative. I don't know why, but we don't recognize that the happiness, and we don't leave as many reviews when we had a pretty good meal, right? And that's kind of what you're saying is, hey, I want to remember having a pretty good meal. Even if it's not the best meal of my life, you're still happy about it, right? So it's interesting. And as part of this practice, I guess, is kind of recognizing that and having that spark or that feeling there. So, anyone else? Yes, in the back.
I saw them all get very old, and how their presence is precious.
Wow. For those online who didn't hear, I said you saw them all get old, but their presence was precious. Did I hear you
I
correctly?
know that they're all going to get old.
Ah,
Yeah.
they're all going to be old. I don't know if this is where you're going, but that really ties into the Buddhist concept of impermanence. Everything is impermanent, right? And all of our relationships, this building, everything is impermanent. And when we recognize that all of our relationships are going to end, we kind of value them a little bit more, right? And it's kind of that mirror reflection of, yeah, these people are important to me. And it's accepting that everything is impermanent, but it doesn't mean that you're dwelling on it. It's that equanimity back there. And it's appreciating what's out there. But yeah, awesome. All right. We're going to go spend a little time thinking about a neutral person. So this person could be someone that you know or you interact with on a daily or weekly basis, but you don't really know who they are. Maybe it's your mail person, maybe it's someone at Starbucks, maybe it's someone, your neighbor that you don't really know, maybe it's someone you work with down the hall, but they're not a real close coworker. So we want to think about someone in our life that has kind of a neutral association with. So whomever that may be. And when I think about someone in a neutral capacity, I think about, I don't know anything about this person's life. Maybe to use the example I gave, maybe they deliver my mail. I know my mail carrier loves my dog and she's very friendly, but I don't know anything about her, right? But I can give her this gift. It's like a gift that I'm giving someone. I'm offering loving kindness to someone whose life may be exactly the same as mine, or it may be completely different. But there's still, as I talked about in the beginning, there's still another person that is going through the highs and the lows and the struggles and figuring things out, and another person out here that we can offer loving kindness to. So we'll start again. One more thing, I was thinking about your question over there, or your statement about focus. And one thing, there's 4 phrases here. May you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. But maybe putting those into your breath. So one way of meditation is, being aware of your breath, and you can even repeat, I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing out. But maybe with the breath, it is on the in breath, may you be happy. On the out breath, may you be safe. On the in breath, may you be healthy. May you live with ease. And kind of putting that in to kind of keep your mind focused there. Awesome. Take a deep breath in. Now, and again, we're thinking of someone neutral, someone that we don't have a positive or a negative feeling towards, but a neutral one. And with them, we want to wish them happiness. So may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Picturing that person, giving that gift to them. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy, and may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Keeping that person in mind. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Wishing them, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. Does anyone want to share who they picked? Since it's a neutral person.
I thought about last week at the gas station, late at night, there was an older man who might have been homeless, who was digging in the trash for cans. And that was actually kind of hard because I feel a lot of like empathy, kind of sadness when I think about him, you know, so it's kind of hard to like get off of that feeling and like try to think about, you know, what the practice that we're doing.
He must have made an impact if you remembered it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it looked like it was late at night, you know, looked like he probably had a hard life, but even still, when we crossed paths, he smiled and he nodded, you know, so it was like probably suffering from things, but even then, you know, just felt a lot of sadness.
Anyone else? So the next one is we're going to pick a difficult person. So someone in your life that gives you discomfort, someone in your life that may push your buttons. I always go back to a certain relative that just knows what buttons to push. But, you know, they're difficult in your life. They cause you some discomfort. Could be someone at work. Could be a relative. Could be just someone that you interact with somewhere else. Could be an ex or an ex-friend. But I find it helpful that even though I don't agree with the person, maybe I don't agree with their views on things. Maybe I don't agree with what they're doing, whether that be on a micro scale or a macro scale. I can still wish them happiness. They are still people, right? They are still beings out there. They are still suffering. They are still just like us, trying to figure things out and have different experiences that brought them to where they are today. So when I keep that in mind, it makes it a lot easier. And it makes it easier for me to have patience with them as well. Because of the circumstances that brought them where they are. It's just the actions that brought us all where we are today, right? So with that, we'll dive right in. And again, comfortable position, the breath, focusing on the breath, but also the words or the loving kindness that we're giving. And again, we're focusing on that person that gives us some discomfort, that may be a difficult person, and we're wishing them some loving kindness. and wishing them to be happy, wishing them to be safe, to be healthy, and to live with ease. So picturing that person, giving them the gift, expecting nothing in return, of may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. And repeating in your mind, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. Repeating, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. Giving that person a gift, expecting nothing in return, the gift of loving kindness.
Was this less shorter time?
It was a little,
Okay.
because I looked and I'm looking at my,
I just thought maybe I didn't feel it.
I was, we have about 8 minutes left, so sorry about that. I didn't space them very well. And maybe we want to focus a little bit less on the people that we have an issue with, right? Right? My subconscious maybe did that.
Enough of that.
Maybe I did it. I don't know. So I'll share that I I have a go-to person for this, which is probably either very healthy or very not healthy. But I will say that my go-to person, it has helped me interact and have more patience for that person, right? And help me reflect on where they are in their lives and why they do the things they do. And I'll share it's a family member, so I have to see this person to some degree. So it does put a mirror up to see what's, like, to realize all of the things that got them there and got me here. And we don't see eye to eye on things, but they're on their own journey and I'm on mine, and I can appreciate them for where they are. But I'll open up to the room. Any different from the person that we had an affection towards, a love towards? Yes, Darcy.
This was a scenario where I had one person in mind and then other people popped up,
Oh,
which is rare. Usually it's the same person, so that, I don't know what that even means, but that was my experiences.
yeah, similar to what you had in the other scenario. People were coming in. Yeah,
It happened to me again. Only 2 people this time,
only 2.
related to the other person.
Oh.
My ex-husband and his lawyer.
Oh, I'm sure the lawyer was just doing his job. I can't speak to the ex-husband. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a family member, and we're still in contact, but there's some situations that have happened that are kind of unresolved, and all of a sudden, at first I was just focusing on the person, and then the situation started to pop back up, and I started to kind of feel heat in my body. So you're feeling this. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think in one way I'm able to kind of, in the midst of that, extend the positive emotions to them, but then, you know, the dichotomy of it, right, of like still like feeling some of the betrayal and frustration. So I would say in that sense it was a good practice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And I think from a Buddhist standpoint, it's focusing on the present and where we are, because I know we spend a lot of time recalling the past and thinking about the past, and you know, they wronged me, or worrying about the future, right? And what's going to happen in the future? But you know, especially in Zen practice, it's a big part of living in the moment. And I was taught that, you know, when you put your hands together, it's the past and the present. The past and the future coming together to the present. And it kind of reminds me to be in the present right now when I do that. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Anyone else?
I'm sorry, I also thought that it was yin and yang.
I'm not saying it isn't. Someone taught me that it's kind of bringing yourself in present.
I'll do both.
And it probably is that as well. That's just my personal, how I think about it.
I love it.
Yeah. And maybe they told me that because that's what I needed to hear at the moment. And to stop worrying about the future and living in the past. I'm pretty good about that. Yeah. Which is not a good Buddhist practice, by the way. All right, so we're going to do one more. And it'll be a little short because we're short on time. So, but, and this one for me is I find this one a little harder because I can't grasp it, where a lot of people find other ones a little more difficult. And I'm going to do it a little different than what I usually do. But we're going to focus on kind of everyone, or all sentient beings. So with that, I'll begin. So at this point, we're going to start with just the folks in this room who you may or may not know, and start by wishing them loving kindness and wanting them to be happy, to be safe, to be healthy, and to live with ease. And then let's take that a little bit bigger and think about all the people kind of in this, in San Diego here, in these neighborhoods around us, and all the sentient beings and all the animals, and wishing them some loving kindness. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be healthy, and may they live with ease. And then let's take that a little bit further and think about, you know, the state of California, the whole region over here, and all of those beings, all of those animals, all of those people, and wishing loving kindness to all of them. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be healthy. And may they live with ease. And then let's kind of take that to the whole country, right? The whole country in Canada, Mexico, the whole North America. There are so many people, animals, beings, and sending some loving kindness to all of them. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be healthy. And may they live with ease. And then taking that to all beings everywhere. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. We'll end our practice by taking 3 deep breaths, slowly. And that was a little shorter on time, so. Any final thoughts? Any thoughts on that? I find it hard to imagine everyone, that's why I find it difficult. I know a lot of people say it's easy because they don't know those folks, but yes, you were gonna say.
It made me really happy. I just pictured everybody laughing in the entire world.
Wow.
And for me, it's actually kind of the opposite. I mean, I have no trouble wishing all that, but I have to acknowledge that some of these people, they're not happy and they're not safe and they're not healthy, and you know, that's kind of difficult to square with, you know. I mean, and I'm not saying this exercise is useless, but by no means it's good. It's just that, what do we do with the facts?
Yeah, what do we do with the facts of what's going on?
Well, yeah, just that, I mean, we are wishing this on them, of course, but there's other factors in the way.
So just to comment, I think that's great that everyone was laughing and had a smile on their face. And over to your comment here, there's gonna be suffering in the world. I mean, you walk out this door, you'll probably see it on your way home in some fashion or another. One thing I've learned is, I can make little differences. And if everyone made, obviously, those little differences, the world would be different. But have you guys heard the starfish story? Is anyone familiar? It's I don't know where it comes from, but there's hopefully I do it justice here. There's a man walking down the beach, and he sees a child. And on the beach, actually, there's a whole bunch of starfish that have washed up on the beach, right? And the little boy that he ran into is taking the starfish and throwing it back into the ocean. And the guy says to the boy, well, there's so many, what difference is this gonna make? And he said, well, it's gonna make a difference to this starfish as he threw it back in. So it just illustrates that our actions, cumulatively can make a difference, but we don't always see our one individual action that we're helping someone here or helping someone there, because it makes a difference to that person or to that starfish. And I cannot take credit for that story. Google it; it's all over. I've heard it for years and years, but it just kind of illustrates kind of those little actions can make a difference. One starfish at a time, if you will. So, any other questions or comments? All right. Well, with that. May the benefit of this practice, any merit gained from the benefit of this practice, be shared with all beings in all directions. And I think, Darcy, do you have some announcements?
All right, hello everyone, my name is Marcy, and I'm tonight's host. We opened the Dharma Bum Temple 18 years ago to introduce Buddhist practice to those who show up. Those who lead are not nuns, monks, gurus, masters, or teachers, and are not looking for students. They are simply practitioners sharing their interpretation of their practice. Every night we have different classes led by different people from various Buddhist traditions. We have a recovery sangha that meets several times a week for anyone with addiction, and our food redistribution program is every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We have classes and programs every day, and everything we offer here is always free. The full schedule is on our website and also posted above the entryway, above the shoe rack. We have a lending library. If you see a book that you like, feel free to borrow it and then bring it back whenever you're done with it. Please straighten your cushions or seats before you head out, and if a few people could stay behind to close and latch the windows, that would be nice and helpful. Thank you for being here. We wish you well and hope to see you all again. Also, the Pride, it's announced on the wall, but we're participating in the Pride Parade if anyone would like to. There's more information on the hallway. So, thank you for showing up.
Thank you, Darcy. Have a good night.
Thank you.